PlayStation Vita news? Oh. Greetings, fellow Vita fans. This is James with PS Vita at 2 a.m. coming at you once again with another exciting video. And if you're new here and love everything PlayStation Vita, don't forget to subscribe. It's officially the middle of the week, kinda, which means there's been some doings a transpiring. Vita news in particular. And it is our mission, nay, responsibility, to discuss everything that happens every week for our little handheld. Sets me free. So, here's everything that happened for the second week of December, and some of it a little bit beforehand. And I guess we'll start off with the news that everybody in the PlayStation Vita community has been talking about this past week. It's sad news, but thankfully the only sad news that we got for this time. It would seem that Sony's own Jim Ryan has in fact confirmed that they no longer are interested in making handheld consoles anymore, and are thus bowing out of the market until further notice. Jim Ryan said, and I quote, "PlayStation Vita was brilliant in many ways, and the actual gaming experience was great, but clearly it's a business that we're no longer in now." Very, very disappointing news, I know. So for those of us hoping for a PlayStation Vita 2, it's not happening anytime soon. Now I'm depressed. Where's my root beer? Oh wait, we got more PlayStation Vita news to cover. And in much more lighthearted, happier news, Jess, the Twitter user that I had told you about last week who is making enamel pins, is in fact going to be making PlayStation Vita themed ones. And in a big way too, because not only is she going to be making PlayStation Vita themes, but also PlayStation Vita themes from particular games, such as Hatsune Miku, Steins Gate, Persona 4, Danganronpa. Oh, the possibilities are endless! And if you couldn't tell already, I'm just a little teensy-weensy bit excited. Just a little. I am so hyped to see what she has planned for us for the future. If you like enamel pins, or hey, just want to support somebody in the PlayStation Vita community, come on everyone, we gotta stick together, then you can find her at Alchemist Candy, and I'll also have a link down in the description below to her Twitter account should you want to purchase any future pins she might create. That and the fact that I'm usually too lazy to actually look up users on Twitter. I'd rather click on a link. And I got something really exciting for those who live over in Europe. Sekai Games has confirmed that they are going to indeed be bringing the PlayStation Vita visual novel Root Double After Story Extended Edition, boy was that a mouthful to say, to Europe sometime in the future, and its release date is getting very close. They said, and I quote, "We are aiming at having the European game through certification shortly. There were some issues holding up the game that was resolved recently." You may remember that I had done a pretty in-depth talk through of the PlayStation Vita game Root Double back in my sales video a couple of weeks ago, and I had mentioned that it was actually on sale in the US PlayStation Vita store for 40% off, not something we see very often. Looks like those two were kinda related in this situation. Oh yes, Sekai Games, I am totally onto you. Thus, if you live over in Europe, gosh, that cat. Yes, our cat thought that it was just an absolutely splendid idea to come here and meow her head off while I'm filming a video. Ahem. Take two. And thus, if you live over in Europe, then you can look forward to picking up this game digitally on the PlayStation Vita store very soon. Oh, actually got in my words there. And if you're a physical collector, it may just interest you to know that Red Art Games is having a special sale this month in December. Buy 2 games, get the third one free. For those who don't know, Red Art Games is kind of sort of what was meant to be a limited run games clone in the fact that they make exclusive physical releases for the PlayStation Vita, amongst other consoles too. But we don't talk about those. And once they're gone, they're gone. However, unlike limited run games and Play Asia and whatnot, their stock has not run out, and they've been up for months. Well, okay, technically I shouldn't say their whole stock is still there. They did finally sell out of Dimitrios, which was one of the smallest print runs for PlayStation Vita ever, and I had covered that back some time ago. However, if you're a collector or new to the PlayStation Vita and thus didn't know about this company, and trust me when I say you're not alone in that category, keep in mind that you can now buy 2 games and get the third one free, and all of the stock that you see here is still available. And remember, it's exclusive to their website, so if you want to get it in MSRP and for a good deal, best to take action on that now. Hashtag Ice Cream Surfer isn't that bad of a game. Ratalaika Games has stated in a recent Twitter post that they have no more games coming until the year 2020. Thus, because of this news, we can expect new releases to slow down just a teensy-weensy bit probably for this month. We still do have other publishers, of course, but they are one of the biggest games in town when it comes to our handheld. But don't worry, I'll keep you up to date on any new releases we get that are not Ratalaika Games specific. And speaking of which, the company has recently posted this teaser pic of an upcoming release they have possibly in store for us. However, in their hashtags, they've only mentioned that it's coming to the Sony platform, and have been very tight-lipped about which Sony platform this is going to appear on. Thus, you can think of this as a rumor for the time being. But many people in the Vita community have been speculating that because Ratalaika Games is such a huge fan of the PlayStation Vita, I mean, they definitely took Jim Ryan's news to heart. Due to this, though, they could potentially be making this as a surprise announcement for us. And based off what we're seeing from the game thus far, it looks like one of my acid trips. I mean, Tron first-person shooter-like game. They're practically the same thing. And if I am right about that, I'm expecting it to play somewhere along the lines of bouncy bullets. At least that's one of the first things that popped into mind when I saw this pic. Could we possibly be getting a new FPS game for the Vita? Guess we'll just have to wait and see. I know, I hate cliffhangers too. And now for new releases, because we have one, and only one. The Shovel Knight King of Cards DLC, update, expansion, whatever you want to call this, is available as this week on the PlayStation Vita store. Depending on your region. Shovel Knight King of Cards is the final campaign in the Shovel Knight Treasure Trove saga, and it's bigger and grander than ever. Step into the regal shoes of King Knight, the gilded goon himself, as you shoulder bash and spin jump through all those who would oppose your reign. And again, keep in mind that this is going to be a free update for those people who own the original release. However, if you don't, then I guess you'd have to probably pay for this or something like that. I don't really know the details behind it since I already own the base game, so just keep that in mind. Hey, it's more Shovel Knight, guys. What's not to love, right? You know the McDonald's theme song slogan, "I'm loving it"? Starting to realize what that means now. Yeah, it's speaking to me. And that's a wrap, folks. That is all of the news that has happened thus far in the PlayStation Vita community. Let me know which part of this video interests you. What news got you a little bit pumped and excited and extremely looking forward to what's coming out? We did have one big piece of bad news, but a lot of good ones too. You just can't stop this community, that's for sure. But leave me a comment down below and we'll discuss it further. And as always, fellow Vita fans, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. It really means a lot to me. Love you all, and I'll see you next time. The following video has been brought to you in part by all of these wonderfully generous people, including Mango Man, Matt Fox, Reiko Star, Fo-D, Richard Cruz, Jared Hadot, JR, Kyle Brooks, Joshua Williams, Dennis R. Huggins Jr., Saul Ramirez, Ruben Gutierrez, Adam Sondi, Phantom XRS, BMF, Hero Acer, Buzz Sayin, Kevin Enright, E-Rock, Pierce Sterner, Heston Joseph, Jelle, Adam Thury, Aaron Swanson, Mario Cruz, Sculpture Tugul TCG, and Rodrigo Vera. If you yourself would be interested in supporting the channel, check the links down in the description below. I have various ways for you to do so down there. You know, fun fact here, I think I've been drinking a little bit too much water while recording this video, and thus I'm going to be spending the rest of my time in the bathroom. Just thought I'd let you guys know about that.